Our top focus this evening, US President Trump's alliance with billionaire Elon Musk has imploded in full public view. Both have traded insults on their respective social media platforms, Truth Social and X. Since last night, tensions escalated after the US leader expressed disappointment with the Tesla CEO after his relentless criticism of the president's big, beautiful bill on social media. Last week, speaking to reporters during a conference with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, Trump said Musk knew their inner workings of this bill. In a post on Truth Social, Trump accused Musk of going crazy after the EV mandate was removed from the bill. Tesla lost $150 billion in market cap after President Trump threatened to pull government contracts for Elon Musk companies. This is the biggest hit to its market cap ever and puts it below the $1 trillion benchmark. Meanwhile, Musk continued his online onslaught, claiming that the president would have lost the elections without him and even called for his impeachment. Joining us now to discuss what this spat means and its impact on the Tesla stock and other companies is Daniel Ives, MD and Global Head of Tech Research at Wedbush Securities. Dan, thank you so much for joining us here on CNBC TV 18. This looks bad. And what's the continuing impact do you expect on the Tesla stock?
Look, this is a bromance that feels like it's unraveling between Musk and Trump. And, I think the worry is that you don't want Trump to go from a friend to a foe relative to Tesla. And I think that's the fear, autonomous, the regulatory future. Look, this has really turned into a frenemy situation, but it really feels more like a junior high school fight. I believe it will be resolved, hopefully soon, with intermediaries. But look, it's not good news for Trump or Musk.
Absolutely. We had seen Elon Musk moving out of Dodge, and many of the investors were relieved because they didn't like his association with the government. But at what point and what, according to you, was the trigger for things to go down south and so rapidly?
I think there were a few triggers. I mean, one, look, Musk basically put his reputation online. And when you think about Doge, the brand issues that ultimately were caused there, then all of a sudden you call it the big, beautiful bill, in terms of raising spending, goes totally against, right, in terms of everything Musk was doing with Doge. And that's one thing. I think, two, especially with space program and some of the appointees that didn't ultimately get in that I think Musk wanted. And there was already a lot of frustration with Navarro and others, and it boiled up. But, this is a Twilight Zone situation. And I believe, now for Musk, the board could have to get involved. You need to ultimately de-escalate this.
Right. Going forward, this is all coming at a time when Tesla is already under pressure in China, in Europe, and also in the US. They're looking at dwindling sales. Do you expect investors, board members of Tesla, to start asking questions about the manner in which Elon Musk is acting and whether this is even suiting the company?
Look, I continue to believe, and me and you have talked about it over the years, Tesla is Musk, Musk is Tesla. I believe it's the biggest asset for Tesla is Elon Musk. But look, if in the future, it's really the autonomous, the robotics vision. I mean, I think from an AI play, Tesla could be a $2 trillion market cap. But things like this last 24 hours doesn't help. And you cannot have Trump going from a best friend to an enemy.
Right. What's at stake if this relationship does not improve? We believe that there could be a phone call. Both leaders may speak, and the White House is trying to arrange a call as well. But if things don't improve in the next few weeks, what all is at stake, according to you?
I wouldn't even say the next few. I'd say over the next week and even in the coming days, because the worry is look, autonomous, regulatory, you need a softer regulatory path. That's where Trump comes in. You don't want Trump to start blocking things that are Musk-driven, because even when you think SpaceX, the Tesla, some of the AI initiatives, you want Musk with some seat at the table, at least as an advisorish sort of friend. You don't want an enemy. And I think that's the fear here is that with these personalities, I mean, look, instead of watching WWE and wrestling from the stands, feels like they're actually getting into the match.
Right. The next question that I'd like to ask you is about Tesla's India entry. Does this fight that they've had openly on social media impact Elon Musk's India plans? They've just hired another showroom space in Mumbai. So they've got 3 showroom spaces between Mumbai and Delhi that they've already have in the bank. Do you think this could positively or negatively impact things?
I don't think it impacts things. I mean, I continue to view India as a huge target market. Obviously, there have been missteps in terms of, maybe some of the execution there to get things out there sooner. But now, like, you're seeing in terms of the showrooms, you see what I believe is going to be production coming out of India. And I think you got to put India, when you think about new markets that Tesla's going after, that's a top 3 market in the world that they're going after.
Right. And what about Starlink? We believe that today Starlink from the Indian government has got an important license. How important do you think is for Elon Musk to bring Starlink into India, diversify the space for SpaceX as well? How much of that action will be India-oriented? How much of his focus will be India-oriented in the months to come?
I think when you look at India, I mean, Starlink, I think, is actually like the perfect case study for India, right? Like, when you think about some of the opportunities there. And it's part of the Musk ecosystem. It's not just about Tesla, Starlink, SpaceX. I mean, and even some of the AI initiatives.
Absolutely. And give us also a sense of how Elon Musk would actually now claw back market share. Do they have the products available? Do they have a strategy in place to take on BYD, the Xiaomis of the world who are launching cars, beating them in China and other European markets? What's going to be the strategy that Elon Musk will use now to turn things around?
Yeah, great question. Look, part of it is no one knows outside of Tim Cook the China market better, right? So I think it's turning around some of the sales there, demand. You need a next gen vehicle. You need a refresh. These are all things that need to happen. You need the brand damage to stop. You need Musk to focus on Tesla. Look, I only believe we're in the first chapter of the Tesla story. The biggest chapter is still ahead: autonomous robotics.
Right. So you believe that is something autonomous
That's the
robotics?
golden jewel. Yeah.
That's the golden jewel, and that is something that could turn things around for Elon Musk. And finally, any word on the low-cost car from Tesla, whether this is going to hit the markets very soon?
Look, that's been delayed, right? And I think you need that to come. You need refreshes. You need new models. I mean, look what BYD is doing. Even the U.S., a lot of the automakers, and refresh is the key. But look, no one has the scale and scope of Tesla, and there's only one Elon Musk. Love him or hate him, and that continues to be the biggest asset for Tesla. But this frenemy junior high school battle, it's not helping.
Right. Thank you so much, Dan Ives, for joining us with your perspective on the spat between Elon Musk and the US president. And hopefully this will get resolved in the next couple of days. Here's a quick look at the other stories that